Good morning from Kansas City Airport. Today is definitely going to be a new experience, but I'm going to continue to make those memories and not dreams and live every day as a gift because that's what it is, thanks to my donor. So, what makes today unique is this will be my first working cruise. I have signed up to assist families that have individuals with special needs or just unique circumstances be able to travel. So, I get to go on a cruise, they get to have hopefully an enjoyable vacation thanks to my help, and I can't wait to try this out. But flying into Newark and then going to spend the day in New York City. I'm staying in Times Square just because I have a bunch of activities that I want to do like in that general area, and then I will head back over to Newark to stay the night before boarding the cruise ships. So let's start this adventure. The early morning selfie. So early that Delta even made a happy morning cart. It had like granola bars and coffee on it. Here is the buildings, the key to the hotel room. All right, so I finally checked into my hotel. They did make us wait until the exact time of arrival, even if you offer to pay for early, like check-in and all that. But here we are. I am down in Times Square at OYO, and I will say it's way cheaper than my one over in Jersey will be. So I got this for about $135, $150 a night. So there is a resort fee, things like that, but just check. But OYO Times Square. It is very quaint and tiny, but we are in Times Square. So nice air conditioning, nice and cool. Nice clean bathroom. All right, so this is the room. It is the run of the hotel room, or run of the room is what I booked under, but here we are. Now, let's go explore. All right, so you know when I go to a new place or a place I haven't been very often, I definitely like to do the big red bus. So here I am. We get on at the M&M store, which is literally just a block from my hotel. Super close, another reason why I picked it. But it has a whole like loop that it does. It does say it takes about an hour and a half. And this one is just in the downtown part, but they do have one that goes uptown. I'm just not here long enough to utilize it because they only sell it as a 48-hour pass. But they give you headphones to wear, and it'll go around to all those sites downtown. But you get on, and you can get on and off as many times as you want in that 24-hour period. They run from like 9 to 5-ish by the look of it, but I will try to flip you around. I've got my battery connected too. But here we are. Definitely crazy, a lot of construction, but easy to find, easy to navigate. I just bought my ticket online. I will tell you that there's a difference in personnel from one city to another. Welcome to New York. We'll see you around on the ride. Here I am starting my own bus. They put me on one of the first buses to get out once I got in line. But Times Square during the day is just not the same. Some of the touristy buildings that are famous, Empire State Building. Here's another side of the Empire State Building. This is my favorite building, and it's covered in scaffolding. I liked all of the posters and things here at this cathedral or church. The architecture is just amazing. I will say that the traffic goes really slow. So while you can take pictures, they're not always the best because you're kind of like stuck in odd areas to take the pictures. The bowl had the longest line of any picture line. This mask kind of flag monument was pretty cool. And then what I came to the main area for was the 9/11 memorial and site. This is the gate that was from the Capernaum when they brought back the Titanic survivors, and then a fighter jet right here on the pier. It was then time for dinner because I was starving. Here's pepperoni pizza. The crust in the bottom is really crunchy. And then it is time for my first Broadway show. The inside of this building had such ornate details. It was really cool.
All items of personal belongings off of that top area.
Here is the theater for Aladdin. They will not allow filming or pictures during the thing, so this is what you get. The curtain had kind of like an Arabian theme to it, and then the ceiling is even just as ornate as the walls. Here's Times Square. I got the official touristy picture, and then Carlos's bake shop. So many cakes, smelled wonderful. All right, so it is like after 10:30. Stopped by at Carlo's to get my evening meal, probably because I only had pizza today. But here is Times Square. It's busy, but it's not crazy. Make sure if you go and take pictures with any of the characters, you are prepared to pay because they will ask you. And the big thing here that I see are people taking your pictures like with their cameras and editing them real quick and then trying to get you to buy them. So be leery of that one. But it's pretty easy, pretty calm. Good evening from Times Square. I am back in the hotel room. It is fairly late. It's about 11 o'clock. So was out and about, did the whole Times Square kind of walk around, that kind of thing after the show. But yeah, it's been a busy, crazy day, but I'm loving every minute of it. So started by flying here into New York, and then I did take an Uber from the airport over here to Times Square to the hotel. I just didn't trust myself with a big suitcase on how to do all the trains and stairwells and all that kind of stuff. So I took an Uber. I chickened out, but made it and made it to the hotel. The hotel did make me wait until exactly 3 o'clock to check in, which is their check-in time. And so hung around the lobby for a little bit, checked emails and got back to messages and all that kind of stuff. And then after I checked into the room, decided to go out and do the hop on, hop off big bus here in New York City. And I absolutely love doing those. It's an easy way for transportation around to the most of the like touristy spots, but also it's a good kind of lay of the land before you decide where you're going to go venture out to. So loved it. I did only get to do one whole loop in the amount of time that I had before it closed. It does close kind of early. It closes at 5. So make sure you get to wherever you need to be between 4:30 and 5 or you'll be stuck walking. So after that, came back to the hotel to freshen up a little bit and to refill water and all that kind of thing. And then headed out to pizza. And this Little Italy pizza that's just like right around the corner from my hotel. Super easy to get to. It was ranked one of the higher pizza places around here, and they did sell pizza by the slice. The pizza, I got a slice of pepperoni, and it was, I think, like $6. I added a tip to the top, so, but about $6, and it was huge. It filled me up. I don't know how somebody was eating like 4 pieces in there, but they were. I stuck to one, and that was plenty for me. After that, then decided to walk through Times Square, look around a little bit of the daylight activities and performances and things like that on the way to go to my show, Aladdin. And they do have you line up outside the theater before the doors open, so don't worry about like getting there too early or anything like that. The line started at 6 o'clock, so plenty of time to stand and wait and kind of get your bearings and just people watch, because that's what it is. But the show Aladdin, oh, it was so good and so entertaining. Kept you moving kind of and grooving and singing throughout. They did have a few of the songs that were in the movie, but they also had some originals, which were like a lot of fun. There was an intermission in the middle. They do not allow any photography or video cameraing, and they will walk up and down the aisle and tell people to turn their phones off and things like that. So don't even try. just go see it. It was a lot of fun. I did the like last minute ticket buy since I didn't know what time I was going to get in. I waited until I landed today to get the ticket, so I got it for a substantial amount off of what like the list is. And I was like row K, so not too far off from the stage, and I could see everything, but it wasn't too close or anything like that. I got covered in streamers at one part of the show, but definitely a lot of fun. Definitely worth the money in my book. I just can't wait to go see some more. This was my first Broadway show, and why I picked Aladdin is because other ones that I wanted to see I know have come to like where I'm from. So like right now Lion King is at the city I'm at, so I was like, well, I can see that if I wanted to. And then Hamilton's been there, and I'm sure Wicked is on its way because of the Wicked craze, but that's why I chose Aladdin. I hadn't seen it come to the town or anything like that, so that's why I chose Aladdin, but I'm so glad I did. It was so good. And then walked through Times Square on the way back. Okay, I'm back. So while I was walking through Times Square, there is a Carlo's Bake Shop, and I am a huge like reality TV kind of person watching, but I don't watch like the Big Brothers or anything like that. I watch like the following the family businesses, family life kind of thing, and I've always liked the Cake Boss on TLC. So Carlo's Bakery started over in Hoboken, New Jersey, but they also have some satellite ones, and Times Square is one of them. I had heard rumors that they were closing a few of them, so make sure you check to make sure if you're going to stop by some of the satellites that you check to make sure they're still open. It was tonight, and it did not close until like midnight or 1 a.m. so you can get your cake fix even late. But right there off of Times Square, kind of right by like where the ball drops and things like that. I'm sure it's the priciest rental ever, but went and got one of the original cannolis. So I've got that here to taste test. Pull it out of the wrapper here, but has the chocolate chip filling with powdered sugar, the cannoli shell. Yum. There was a smaller size, but all I've had today was pizza. I've been waiting. So here's the cannoli from the Cake Boss or Carlo's Bake Shop. Oh my god. That's really good. Definitely not frozen, and definitely the like traditional family Italian made. Get some of that. It's delicious. Can't wait to try more of that. But I also got a slice of what he kind of made famous was the rainbow cake. And it's a birthday cake that has multiple layers, all a different color. It looks like this. But I will say I'm very disappointed that when I went to the bake shop and I get a slice of cake, it comes in this pre-packaged thing. I get that they're like trying to make it a little more like cost effective and have things ready at multiple locations and quality control and all that, but I can get this in Las Vegas. I didn't come to New York City to get a Vegas cake, but it is what it is. And as anybody will tell you that knows me, it's cake, so I'm not gonna complain. Hopefully. I have not had the Vegas cake because I have not been to Vegas since they started having the vending machines, but it's right along the strip. They have some at the Carlo's Bake Shop and Pizza. Trying to find my fork. What did I do with it? Here it is. So I tried to prepare. That's why I stopped the film for, but I still lost the white fork on the white thing. But here it is, multi-layers, frosting in between each layer. It does smell really good. Now time for the taste test. Oh, it's not very easy to eat out of this vending machine thing container either. But on the side it has sprinkles. Got a couple of the layers here. my honest review is like of any of them, of the vending machine Vegas cakes. They're a little dry. You can definitely tell the sweet flavors and things like that between the cake and the icing. The sprinkles are definitely like hard sugary sprinkles, but yeah, it's good. I wish I would have some fresh cake, but I'll finish it, no problem. Probably be my breakfast first thing in the morning, but yeah. So I got my Carlo's cake. I got my Carlo's tonight cannoli. Made it to Times Square. Got to see my Broadway show. Got to ride the big bus today. Since I woke up at 3 so I could fly here, I think I'm gonna call it a day because I've been up for over 20 hours. So I will definitely see you tomorrow while I continue to explore New York City and continue to make those memories and not dreams and live every day as a gift, because that's what it is, thanks to my donor. I'm gonna have some sweet dreams first, but see you tomorrow.